Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time once again for some more Sacred Fire. I've been meaning to record this for a little while and here I am. Sorry I've had to make you wait so long. Now since I played the last episode, the game has been updated and I'm not going to go over the details of what the patch fixed because the majority of it would be spoilers for Act 2, which we are about to embark upon together. Now, at the end of our last chapter, our character Kara here had rescued a number of her clanspeople from the Romans and was contemplating the ramifications and consequences of her actions and also mentally preparing herself for what is to come. We have 22 wealth points. And the only thing we could get with that would be a war paint upgrade to be more menacing, which might be useful in a fight. We have 94 goodwill points, which we can spend on various people. And what I'm going to do is Brian, the boy who we failed to rescue from the Romans, is clumsy but smart. Understanding that may be to our benefit later on. The rest of our points will have to wait until we have a good opportunity to spend them. Now, since the game has updated and I'm using an older save, there may be a few issues, but the game allowed me to load this save. It asked if I was sure I wanted to load an older save and did a consistency check, and the game reckoned there should be no issues. So let's go on. Again, we're in this camping area where the same music file may be claimed for copyright, but I have the license now to use that in videos for this series, that particular music track, so let's hope that's the only one that causes any issues. And hopefully this episode will be up soon for you all to watch. The cold and discomfort prevents you from falling asleep. When you finally do, your sleep is haunted by a disturbing dream. You observe your reflection in a well. There is blood on your face. You use your hand to wipe it clean, but it only makes things worse. Your hands are bloody too, and you try to wash them in the water. But they stay red, and a feeling of irreversible guilt, of irreversible taint, grips your mind. You wake up briefly, only to feel your body frail with cold. You want to draw your cloak tighter, but can't bring yourself to move. You fall asleep, dreading more nightmares, but what follows feels different. You stand high above a faceless crowd who are looking up to you. As you raise your fist victoriously, something moves under your feet. You look down and see you stand on a pile of defeated enemies. It's an ugly sight, but you experience a profound sense of dominance, and we gain a level, which will give us some better boost to resistances, a bit of vitality and motivation as well, which is lovely. Also, we got some mindset points. We have a lot of mindset points. I would like to boost I'm not good around people. I can't trust anyone. I'm incomplete. And then work on that those fear and anger. Fear and solo. Fear and resistance, anger. So we'll boost I am not in control all the way up to maximum level. I don't have what it takes. I don't have enough points for a boost now anyway, so there we have it. Our new mental resistances to negative ideas that nag away at us. And as we get more points, hopefully we'll be able to spend those as well. If I seem to rush through that, it's that I've already tried to record this section once, and it turned out it wasn't recording, so oh dear. But hey, looks like I got it this time, and all should be well. You still feel the rush when your mind drifts off elsewhere. You stand close behind a woman's delicate frame. You don't know who it is as her hair covers her face. You reach out to reveal it, and her whole being reacts to your touch. But that's where the dream ends, and no matter how much you fight to get it back, your mind drifts elsewhere once again. You sit in a small boat, bounced around by a stormy sea, oddly at peace. Your gaze shifts down, and you see a little child sleeping, curled up at your feet. You stroke its hair with love, and the sense of familiarity catches you off guard. You experience a profound sense of awe as you feel like the gods lifted the veil and allowed you to glimpse into the future. When you wake, the night is still dark. The crippling cold banishes your lingering dreams. You hear a soft scratching sound as if something was running swiftly by, again and again. Trying to move, you discover your cloak is stiff with frost. You frown at the inconvenience. As you try to convince your limbs to get to your feet, pale moonlight reveals the world. You reach for your dagger, only to realize the scratching is just the sound of dry leaves dancing on the frozen ground. So there must be a bit of a wind. The old man is standing watch, leaning on a spear for support. It seems like he has fallen asleep and doesn't react to the noises you're making. What do you do? I could ignore him and wake everyone else up, and then someone else will notice he's asleep and he'll get embarrassed and feel bad. I could give him a shake to wake him up, and he might not like the fact that I'm interfering, and he might think I'm being bossy and like, hey, wake up you. Purposely make a bit of noise while getting up. This, he could read this as being unintentional, or he could read it as me being kind and trying to help him. I'm going to go with this. You stamp your feet and rub your arms to get the blood flowing. The old man jerks upright at the noise and freezes at the realization he fell asleep. What do you do? I can throw him a wink to let him know his secret is safe, but it will make the refugees mistrust me. Pretend you didn't notice. I'll go with this. I'll go with calmly return his gaze, just like, not even a knowing look, just like, yeah? Nothing happened, nothing unusual. He looks at you intently, searching for any sign of judgment or provocation. Refugees blocks resistance check 65. Oh dear, let's hope he's okay. Oh, and he failed. Okay. Oh well, that's unfortunate. I don't like the idea of him getting upset. He's been a good fellow. His shoulders slump as he seems to be overcome with shame. A moment before he averts his gaze, you see he appreciates you not causing a scene. The others are slowly beginning to stir and rise, assuming the moonlight might be the reason you're up. They don't need to be reminded that it's still not safe. Everyone swiftly starts packing their things. It takes everyone longer than you'd like to break camp, but your fingers are numb with cold too. What do you do? I could just start walking up the hill or try and get my bearing. I'll go for that. Now that the overcast has lifted, you use the stars to find north. It takes a while in the dim moonlight, but you recognize the mountain housing the safe spot. People are starting to whisper, wondering if you had lost the way. What do you do? I could tell them to shut up, be like, shut up you lot, let me concentrate. Ignore them. What would the positive advantage of this be? I'll point towards the safe spot. This way. I imagine ignore them might have allowed for a few more dice rolls, some introspection, possibly learning something about the situation. The tension lifts and you return your thoughts about the safe spot, and this is where I realised I wasn't recording last time, so you haven't missed much. Wid and the rest of the community should be there by now. As far as you can tell, no one is pursuing you. It must still be dark in the forest. You should press on before the sun rises while you still have the advantage of moving by moonlight. The hike does little to warm you, and your head is light from hunger. Hike is a very 1930s, 1940s word, isn't it? It's I'm not sure where it actually originates, but it does feel a bit strange in this context. But sure, let's hike on. Despite all you've survived and accomplished, the hunger cuts through your resolve and makes you feel weak, desolate even. That fear is growing. There's a hot spring at the safe spot where you can warm up food without the risk of smoke. That's actually not a bad idea. We could maybe warm stuff in pots, or just soak stuff, like boil it. Get ourselves something nice in our bellies, you know? But it'll take the better part of a day to get there. So we better get moving. What do? Stop to eat? Keep walking? Eat on the go? You know what? I think we could stand to stop to eat, as there appears to be no one following us. You find a place sheltered from the chilly wind and start to unpack. The refugees take shelter too, everyone standing close together. And yeah, this is a positive experience for them, right? This is saying, look, we've got to get there. It's a long journey, but let's take a while to look after ourselves first, or we won't get there at all. Or we'll be in terrible shape when we get there. Remember that Kara here is more of a leadership-oriented character and more about caring for the community. So, share food of the group, -10 wealth. Ignore them and eat alone. Reconsider. I will share food of the group. You're worried you'll run out of food at this rate and falter. What do? I will try again. I'm going to boost. 100? Sure. You hand them a pouch and they each take a piece and pass it on. You feel like Mother would be proud of you. This then drops us down to a mere 12 points. We might be lucky to get those 10 points back, but I just don't know. Not wanting to rush them, you take your time eating and soon no longer feel lightheaded. That's probably going to help with our concentration as well. It takes the better part of a day to reach the mountain pass, hiding the safe spot. The tracks are barely visible on the rocky, frozen ground, but it looks like Wid and the villagers passed through recently. Wid has done a good job creating a false trail leading further into the mountains. Good for him. You recognize the glen hiding the protected spot with a hot spring. You've had to endure so much already and can't wait to get out of the freezing wind to safety and warmth. How do you proceed? Head for hot spring, remember your training. Probably a really good idea. You start covering your tracks and the others join you. So again, the refugees like us more. We're taking good care of them. I will like it when we get more appearance options for characters, so we can change the way our characters look, have more, I'd say more Celtic looking, because these almost look a bit Scandinavian sometimes, these people.
Enter!
You announce yourself and a grizzled voice shouts, "Enter!" And that music track is back again. Oh dear, might be here for most of the chapter then. Guards with bows drawn stand at either side of the entrance, with the sides of their heads shaved, which isn't very Celtic at all. It would be more Eastern European or Mongolian, or maybe even like Chinese or Japanese, but at this period in time, not very Celtic.
Who are they?
One of them barks, alarmed that you're not alone. What do you say? Don't worry, they follow my lead. That'll get respect. We helped them escape. They chose to join us. Don't worry, I won't let them harm you. It's not that they're scared. I'm going to actually boost this. He seems perplexed to see you acting as leader, but he lowers his bow. Positive experience of the warriors, that's good. Ooh, hostility, 88, should be okay. He seems about to make a remark about women, but ends up returning quietly to his post. Yeah, that's right, mate. You just let her through. As you continue deeper into the glen, you see the whole village resting in small groups. Chapter end. Alright, we made it through safely. So, chapter complete, we got 220 experience, lost 10 wealth, gained some renown, goodwill, and we're ready to move on to the next chapter. I am going to end this one here, because, well, first I want to check it recorded properly in case I have to redo that one again. And secondly, I think I would like to keep these chapters a little shorter, these episodes. So yeah, I'm going to leave this one here. I hope you've all enjoyed this episode, and I do look forward to seeing you all in the very next one. I'm going to say goodbye for now though, and cheerio everyone. Hope to see you all soon, where we will be continuing more of Act 2, but bye-bye for now.